chat me or something if you can't see back there. That should be okay, I think. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to start low today. Seated. And I think it's about that time. So let's all come down. Find your comfortable seated spot, right? And I like cross legs. You can drop one heel in front of the other. You can cross one shin in front of the other. If you're more comfortable, feet together, knees out, legs straight. Just find your spot here as we begin, right? Any little movements, any little adjustments that let you really settle down into your seat. I actually like to reach behind the thighs and pull outward a little bit. It just gives us a little broader base to find the sit bones, to find our roots, so to speak. And from there, close your eyes. Hands can just be positioned somewhere comfortable on the thighs, on the knee, in the lap. Spines are long. Give yourself some space there in the torso to allow your breath to move freely. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, and let your focus start to come into this very simple movement of the breath, in and out. There's a lot of talk I'm noticing all of a sudden, mainstream news and whatnot about this concept of mindfulness. And, it's something that we work with in our yoga practice on a regular basis. It's not a whole lot of magic to it. Mindfulness is simply the act of allowing ourselves to be here in this moment, this one, and fully experience that. And in our yoga practice, we start by bringing mindfulness to our body, right? So as you sit here, as you breathe, maybe as you've got your eyes closed and you're allowing your focus to be inside, just notice what you're feeling in your body, right? I'm feeling a little tweak on the left side of my back. I got a little something going on in this right knee, right? Just allowing ourselves to drop into the immediate experience, which granted is a little odd in this day and age. I don't even know how far we are into this. 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. The breath is still the same though, guys. Some nice full inhales through the nose. Full exhales. Also through the nose. Letting your body pick up this gentle pulse. There is movement. It simply happens with the breath, even as we hold most of our body in a still place. There's still this sense of things happening, even in that place of stillness. In our practice today, guys, I thought we'd get a little into the hips, a little into the low back. We're right off of full moon, so very kind of earthy grounding practice, maybe in order today. And we're going to start as we so often do, breath and movement. Hands are going to drop down by the sides of the hips, palms flip towards the ceiling with your breath in. Arms rise, your gaze rises, palms touch above your head. With your exhale, hands drop down to the space in the center of the chest. Little twisting movement, right arm opens, we sweep it out to the side, gaze follows. Exhale, right hand comes back to center. Good, guys. Inhale, left arm opens out to the side. Again, gaze, spine follows. Exhale, hands come back to center. With our inhale, both arms lift high over the head. Meet me there. We're going to interlace the fingers. If you can, flip the palms up to the ceiling. If that doesn't work, not comfortable in your body, and do listen to your body. You can point your index fingers towards the ceiling and clasp the rest of them together. We're going to exhale here and lean to the right. Couple nice big breaths into the side body. Those muscles around the rib cage, the intercostals, if they are tight, they can actually restrict our breath. So by opening the muscle around the rib cage, we often find that our breath can become richer, fuller, less restricted. We'll take a breath in, draw back up to center here, guys. Bigger twist, hands separate. We're going to the left. Your right hand comes somewhere outside your left thigh, your knee. Your left hand's back behind you, supporting height in your spine. Body is very upright and tall here. Hips remain square to the top of the mat. And each time you breathe in, sit taller. Each time you breathe out, a little belly button to spine action. And think of turning your chest, your breastbone, a little further to the left. That right shoulder remains open. And feel it, guys. Feel all of it. That's what this is about, right? We'll inhale. Draw back to center. Go a little further. Aim yourself over your right knee. And take a walk out. Hands crawl out. Body leans forward. You don't need to go as far as you possibly can here. Back off a bit from that edge. Take a breath or two. Again, every time you breathe in, lengthening your body. Each time you breathe out, letting yourself settle down a little bit more as your body gives way. Try to keep this left hip on the ground. Good. And we're going to take a walk, guys. Bodies remaining forward. And kind of hand over hand. Begin to walk yourselves back through center. Start to mosey on over to the left. Line yourself up over that left thigh. And a couple breaths there. Letting the body start to soften. Start to find some space. Good. We'll inhale. Hands back to center. Walk them in towards your legs. Go ahead and set up straight. And change the cross of the legs. Other shin moves in front here. And just the same thing on the other side. Hands are going to drop down towards the hips. We start with that breath and movement. We inhale. Arms high over the head, palms touch. Exhale, hands down to the spot in the center of the chest. Left arm opens first this time, guys. Little spiral in the spine. Exhale, left hand back to center, and then the right arm opens. Little spiral that way. Nice, guys. Exhale, hands back to center. With an inhale, both arms reach high. Meet me up there. Index fingers towards the ceiling, or flip the palms to the ceiling, your choice there. And with your exhale, this time, lean to the left. I often go the wrong way, guys, right? So if we ever get to, oh, I already did this side, just do your other side, okay? Again, a couple breaths here, really thinking about allowing these muscles around the side of the rib cage to expand. Think of allowing your inhale to fill the rib cage out to the right there. We often hold a lot of tension there. Don't realize it. Good. We'll inhale. Come back to center. Arms separate. You twist this time is to your right, guys. Left hand somewhere outside, right thigh, knee. Take it up in the lap. Right hand's back behind you. You've got a lot of length in your spine. Hips stay square to the top of the mat. The tendency is to shift this right hip back. Try to avoid that. Chest and collarbones remain open and broad. Good. We'll inhale. Come back through center. Head over your left thigh. Crawl your body forward. Again, not as far as you can go. It's kind of a nice mid spot where you're feeling something going on here. Think of pushing down a little bit more through that right hip. Keep your buns on the floor. And then here too, we'll take that little walk. Take your time. Hand over hand, we walk through center. Oh man, that feels good on the back. Head over your right thigh. Take a minute and pause there. Again, the pause is bigger movement, right? But be aware of the subtle movement just as you're breathing. Just that movement of the breath, at least in my body, creates all kinds of sensation, all kinds of feeling. There's a lot going on here. Good. We'll come back to center, guys. Take a pause. See if you can drop in. I'm pretty dropped in at this point, right? If we made some space. And then take your breath in. Hands will walk back up towards your legs. We come upright. Then we're going to move on. Let's come into tabletop. Your hands, your knees. Little setup. Fingers are wide. Weights evenly spread on the palms. Crease of the wrist is right underneath the cap of the shoulder. Knees under your hips. Tops of the feet can be flat on the floor. Some people like to tuck their toes. I'll leave that up to you. And we're going to start full body circles here today. So, picture like an oval shape, like a racetrack around the outside of your body. And we just start to move the whole body, like we're trying to skim the inner edge of that oval with our hips, with the rib cage, with the shoulders. It's very fluid movement. If you're finding a spot that feels a little stuck, feel free to spend extra time, put a little extra effort there. Often the movement helps us to release some of those stuck spots we may be finding in our bodies. And if you haven't already done so, guys, we're going to switch directions. Simple pause and circle the other way a few times. Let your neck be soft. Let it get into the movement here. Kind of seeking that idea of flow in our bodies, where it just happens. We come up on restriction. We honor that. Move around it. Still, guys, a couple cats and cows. As we inhale, the head, the sit bones lift, the chest moves forward. With an exhale, head and tailbone pull together, belly button to spine. Press into those hands and round. Another really wonderful spot to work this idea of breath and movement being connected. Each time we're inhaling, We find that rise, that lift as we move into flexion of our spine. And each time we exhale, we round, we draw in. For your last moment here, guys, get creative. Little free form movement, right? So cats, cows, circles, movement forward, back, your head, your neck. Springtime. Had some beautiful days out there the last couple of days. Everything's thawed up. You can kind of feel the world is just starting to flow again, right? So often I find this practice goes along with what's going on outside our windows. So it becomes perhaps a time in the year when your body wants to find a bit more movement as well, coming out of the hibernation. We're gonna still, guys. Walk your hands out to the top corners of the mat. We're going to use this in a little bit of flow later on. So just reintroducing from the hands at the top corners of the mat, the hips stay in the air and we start to drop the chest down towards the mat. This is called heart opening posture, Anahata Asana. And we can move a bit here. Okay, the movement in this one, as we breathe in, the upper back rounds, the chin drops to the chest, we lift a couple inches. And then as we exhale, chest drops back down to the floor. Good. We're going to inhale, lift, exhale, chest to the floor. Good. Guys, once again, inhale, lift. And exhale, chest to the floor, hips high, pause a moment there. Notice what you may feel. I feel upper arms, I feel chest, I feel my back. Mindfulness, being present to all the sensations that you have going on now. All right, guys. We'll release. We'll walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. And let's get on our feet here. We're going to tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Come into a down dog. Body's an upside down V. Again, hands are firm to the floor. I like to start with the knees really quite bent here, right? And from those bent knees, think of lifting sit bones towards the ceiling. Think of dropping your chest towards your upper thighs. Upper body feels the same way. It just felt that heart opening posture. And then, guys, really deep bend in your right knee. See if you can drop your left heel all the way to the floor. Waking up some through the back of that left calf, maybe your hamstring. And then shift sides. Deep bend in your left knee. Right heel drops to the floor. Breathe there. Feel what you're feeling. And then last couple breaths here. As you like, pedal a little bit from side to side. Maybe letting the hips play a little bit in this. Again, just work with that idea of flow within your own body. The blood, the breath, the energy. And then we'll still, guys. Breath or two there. Just letting yourself be where you are, letting yourself feel what you feel here. Then a little look forward between the hands. And with an exhale, walk, step, take a jump to the top of your mat. We'll be in a forward fold here. And hang, breath or two. Again, knees a little bent. Good idea for most of us. Bodies are long and heavy, just cascading down over the thighs. Your head's heavy. Oh, notice I'm carrying a lot, neck and jaw today. If you're noticing that, shake your head out a bit. Shake no a couple times. Shake it yes. You can open and close your jaw. Move it a little bit from side to side. Just thinking of releasing any tension, maybe a little anxiety that may be held in the upper body. Good, guys. And then soften your knees. Take a breath in. We're going to roll up to standing here. You can reach your arms. And then let your hands drop down. Always your choice with me. You can take your hips, you can take hands to the heart. Finding your mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet on the floor. The classic grounding pose, right? Coming back to earth. Feet are wide, quads are lifting, belly's lifting. Chest is open, tops of the shoulders are soft. Good, guys. And we're going to stick with this idea again today of we'll do some slow flow, kind of move through some takeoffs on some sun salutations, and probably spend some time on the floor. Again, working in those hips as we get towards the end of our time together here. So let's start here. Let's inhale. Arms high, up and over the head. We're going to grab left wrist. We're going to step right foot behind the left so that the legs are almost crossed. And then exhale, take a lean to your right here, guys. Another chance to open through the side body. A little interesting on the balance, right? Come back to center. Stick with me here. Keep your legs like they are. And as you exhale, fold forward here. Oh my goodness. All right, get there first. Notice what you're feeling. Got the legs in this crossed out position. So the weight is not exactly equal between the legs. And then try to shift your weight. Little bit more on the right foot, a little bit more on the left foot. Center of gravity just shifts around, a little back, a little forward. What you're doing here, guys, is you're looking for a spot or two that just really get you into some of those spots in your body where there might be tension, a shortening of the muscle or the tendon or the ligament. Good. All right, we're going to come out of this so we don't wipe out coming up. Unstep, uncross your foot. Your right foot comes out from behind the left. So we're in a more traditional forward fold. Soften your knees. Breath in. We're going to roll to standing. Reach arms high here. Good, guys. We're coming down with an exhale. Legs are uncrossed. And we forward fold. We'll get to the other side, okay? Take an inhale, hands to shins, lift, lengthen your bodies. Exhale, fold back down. Good, step your right foot back. Drop to your knee. We're in a low lunge here. And with a breath in, arms are gonna reach high. Up and over the head. Palms touch. You can clasp your fingers. Take a breath in, lean back a little bit more in the upper body. Couple breaths there. Good, guys. Exhale. Hands down either side of your front foot. Take an exhale. Hips drop back towards your right heel. With an inhale, move forward to your lunge again. Again, exhale, hips back towards your right heel, body's long over your left leg. Inhale to your lunge. Excellent, guys. One more time. Hips back to the heel. Nice. Inhale to your lunge. Tuck your back toe, lift your knee. You've come to a high lunge. Hands plant firm either side of your foot. Step back. Downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to inhale here, guys. Float up to plank, top of a push-up. We can take the knees where we need them. I'm a big fan of knees at this point in my life. We're going to exhale. Bend the elbows. Drop to the chest, drop to the floor. Slide forearms out in front of you. You're in Sphinx pose here. So elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Take the arms forward if less of a back bend is better. Okay. From here, guys, lift right leg, walk it back. Lift left leg, lengthen, walk it back. And then reopen through the upper body. Nice. You can clasp hands here or keep them separated. We're going to tuck toes. Lift the pelvis. Maybe you're going to stay on your knees in this version of forearm plank. If you like, go ahead and lift the knees here. Breathe. Good. If you lifted knees, drop them. We'll all drop the pelvis. We're back in our Sphinx pose. Exhale, drop your chest, slide your hands to either side, tuck your toes. Your style. Come on back, downward facing dog. Nice, guys. We'll take a look forward between the hands and with an out breath. Walk, step, jump, top of the mat. We're in a standing forward fold. We'll inhale here. Lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Good, guys. Inhale, roll or sweep to standing. Arms high over the head. And exhale, mountain pose. Good. All right. Let's take that to the other side, guys. So it'll be the same thing. Other side. Arms reach high as we breathe in. Meet me there. This time it's grab your right wrist. Step your left foot behind your right. And we are leaning to the left. We'll inhale. Back to center. As you exhale, legs stay crossed. Careful with the balance as you exhale. Ooh, and forward fold. Get situated. Find some balance. Let your body lengthen. And then same deal. Shift your center of gravity around a little bit. More weight to the left foot, to the right foot. Shift it forward, back a little bit. Again, just looking for those little corners, those little spaces in your own body. Where it just feels right, where you're letting go of some of that gripping, some of that holding, some of that shortening in the soft tissue. Good, guys. And again, thinking safe and healthy as we come out, step your left foot out from behind the right, get square on your feet. Take a breath in, sweep to standing, arms reach high. Exhale, more traditional forward fold, legs are square. Take a breath in, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. We'll be on the left foot, I do believe. Step left foot back. Drop to your knee, we're low. And arms, lift high. Up and over the head, palms touch, fingers can clasp. And as we inhale, lean back a bit into that. Deep breaths here. Next exhale, hands are going to separate. They come down either side of your front foot. And a little bit of that pulsing movement, right? So as we exhale, front leg moves towards straight, doesn't have to go all the way. Hips drop back towards your left heel. Body's long. Inhale, scoop to your lunge. Nice, guys. Exhale, hips back towards that left heel. Inhale to your lunge. Good, one more time, hips back to the heel. And inhale to your lunge. Good, guys. Tuck back toe, lift knee, hands plant firm, step back. Down dog. We'll inhale. Float up to plank. Knees where we need them or stay high. And exhale. Elbows bend. On down. Good. It's another round of Sphinx, guys. Come out to your forearms. Lift your chest. Left leg lifted off the ground. Lengthen. Right leg lifted off the ground. Lengthen. Just put a little more space in your low back and then relift your chest. You can always stay here or moving towards our forearm plank. Hands can clasp or hands can stay as they are. Start by lifting hips. Maybe you're going to stay on those knees. Nice. If you want, tuck your toes, lift your knees, come into a full forearm plank. Good, guys. Nice. You notice I opt out of that one. And then we'll drop down. Drop to knees first. Drop your hips, open your chest back to your Sphinx. Good. And then dropping chest, hands to either side, tuck your toes. Once again, head back, downward facing dog. Good, guys. Awesome. Let's take a look forward between the hands. And with an exhale, walk, step, jump, top of the mat. You're back in the forward fold. We'll inhale here. Lift, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Nice, guys. Inhale, roll or sweep to standing. Arms will reach high. Exhale. Hands come down, hips or heart. Find yourself back. Mountain pose. Nice. Okay, let's see here. We're going to move on a little bit. Let's step the right foot out. The toes turn towards the short side of the mat. These are going to be warrior style legs, right? So take a nice long step back with the left foot to wherever that can be. Heel of the front foot lines with arch of the back foot. Bend your front knee. Lift your arms. It's your warrior two. Couple breaths here, really thinking about the hip opening in this posture, right? So your right knee moves out to the right. See if you can cover your toes with your knee. Nice. And then we're going to take a triangle. We're going to start triangle prep. Straighten your front leg. Bring your left hand to your left hip. And then we're not going all the way down, guys. As you exhale, reach your fingertips, reach your waist, drop your body forward. Long line from your hip to your fingertips. And then inhale, come up. Again, exhale, reach long, hip to fingertips. Inhale up. Good, guys. One more, reach long. Stay there. This time, drop your right hand, shin, foot, floor. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Let your chest expand as you lift that left arm. This is Trikonasana triangle. Let's free up the upper body a little bit here. Your left arm drops palm face down over the hip, okay? So shoulder to fingertips, one line. And then the movement goes like this, it's a slice. As we inhale, left arm remains parallel to the floor, and we draw it forward so the arm's reaching over the ear. And then exhale. Left hand slices back, hand over hip. Good, you got a couple more of those, guys. Breathe in, arm slices forward, reaching. This frees the upper back. Exhale, hand back towards your hip. One more time. Arm draws forward, beautiful. And this time, lift the arm back to the ceiling for your full triangle pose. Beautiful, guys. Okay, from here, left arm drops. Chest squares off to the floor as the arm drops. Fingertips to either side of your foot to your shin. Bend your front knee. Step your back foot in about a foot. Squeeze your right hip in. Your right hip wants to pop way out to the right here. Pull it in. Think of pulling inner thighs towards each other. And a little pulsing movement here. As we breathe in, we lift. We lengthen the torso. It's like a half lift in your flow. Exhale. Fold back down. Oh my. Let's do that again, guys. Inhale, back out, lift. Long spines as you come back down over that right leg. Once more, lift. Meet me there this time. Keep yourself lifted. Your left hand stays on the floor. Maybe it's up on the shin. Your right arm sweeps to the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Open your chest out to the right. This is revolve triangle pose. Nice. Good, guys. And right arm is going to come down. Soften your front knee. Take an inhale. Come up through warrior one. It's a little mini warrior one. Your legs are kind of narrow. And then flip your hands to your hips. Both toes point the same way. Walk your legs, touch wider, so we're in a wide-legged stance here. Get square on your feet, right? More weight inside or outside, square it off. Take an inhale here, arms high, up and over the head. With an exhale, hands behind the low back. You can interlace fingertips or opposite hand to opposite elbow. Take a breath in, chest lifts, knuckles to the floor. Expand the collarbone, lift the chin, and down we go. With an exhale, start to fold forward. Good. From here, let your hands go. They come down underneath your shoulders. Legs can move a little bit wider. I like to flip my toes out a touch for this next one. That's up to you. This is going to be Skandasana, skater's pose. We go side to side. So basically, bend your right knee. Move your center of gravity away from that really grounded left foot. And then we inhale through center. Exhale, bend your left knee. Move away from your grounded right foot. And of course, it becomes flow. We inhale through center, bend right knee, lengthen left. A couple more times. Flowing side to side. Noticing what you feel. Is it your inner thighs? Is it your back? Is it the outside of your hip? Probably some combination thereof. Plus a few things unique to your experience, your body. Good, guys. Next time you come back through center, let's pause there. Square your feet off and flip your toes outward and let yourself just hang low. Long bodies over strong legs. Nice. Take an inhale, come to straight arms, draw the hands to the hips, step to standing, roll to standing. Good, guys. And flip sides. Your left toes turn towards the short edge of your mat. Right leg's long, back behind you. We start bending the front knee. Hips are towards the long side of the mat as we open to our warrior two here. Moving this left knee out to the left. Really works the hip opening in this pose. Good. Right hand to right hip. Triangle prep, as I call this one. Left leg moves straight, straightish. And then we start with just reaching as you exhale. Left arm reaches. That reach originates in your left hip. Inhale, come up. Good, guys. Again, exhale, left arm reaching. Inhale, come up. One more, reach. This time, left hand drops to your left shin, foot, or floor. Right arm reaches to the ceiling, chest expands. And then that little freeing movement for the upper body. Right hand over your hip, palm to floor, one line, shoulder to fingertips. And as we inhale, arm stays parallel to the floor as we draw forward. Exhale. Hand comes back, palm face down over the hip. Again, inhale forward. Exhale. Come on back. Good, guys. This time we'll meet with the arm forward. We finish by reopening into triangle pose, right arm high over the head. Good. Coming down. Right hand drops. Bend that left knee a touch, kind in your transition. Step your right foot in, bow to foot. Reset, straighten or straightish in that left leg. Squeeze your left hip in and pulse as you inhale. Lengthen your spine and lift up. Exhale, keep the length in your spine. Come down over that left leg. Another one. Inhale, pulse up. Exhale down. Good, guys. This time when you come up, stay there. Right hand remains on the floor. Left arm revolves to the ceiling for your revolved triangle pose. Nice, guys. Squeeze inner thighs. And exhale. Left hand comes down. We're walking back to center. So your body comes back between the legs, repositioning the legs so that they are wide. Heels and toes lined up. Body's floating down between the legs. A little more side to side. We'll cap this one with a twist, guys. If you like the toes turned out, you can turn toes out slightly here. And it's the same deal. Bend the right knee, move away from your left foot. Inhale through center. Find your other side. If you want a little variety, hands can come off the floor. They can hang out at your chest, or you can get into a little freeing movement with the upper body, the arms. Hey, nobody's watching you. Get creative, right? Nice. Beautiful, guys. Let's meet up. Next time you're back through center here. We'll meet here. And as promised, let's finish with a couple twists. Walk your body over towards your left foot. Right hand's going to stay on the mat here. Left arm reaches to the ceiling. Good. Left hand down. Walk through center. Head over towards your right foot. Your left hand stays on the ground. It can find your ankle. Right arm to the ceiling. Awesome, guys. Right arm down. Let your body hang low. Heel toe your feet in a little bit. Hands to your hips. Take a breath in. Come to standing. Nice. We'll step the feet in. All right, guys. I think we're going to do a little pigeon series here today. Kind of really get into those hips for our last sequence here. We'll do it from flow. Let's inhale. Arms high up and over the head. Exhale. Arms sweep wide and fold. Hands to shins. Lift and lengthen. Exhale. Fold down. Plant your hands. Walk or step back, guys. Your choice. Down dog or table. Either one's going to work here. Just using it for transition. And from wherever you are, lift your right leg high. Let's take a little release in the hip. Bend your right knee. Heel across the body to the left. Down dog or tabletop. This works, right? Good, guys. Come back to center, leg long. And as you exhale, knee draws forward. And we're setting up pigeon here, okay? Your right knee drops just outside your right wrist. Slide your left leg back. Your right shin's on the floor. Start hands underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in. Lift your torso. As you lift your torso, move your left hip slightly forward. Warrior One style. That puts us in a healthier position. And then if you have room, guys, we start the surrender. You can bend your elbows. You can drop down to forearms. If there's still more room, you can drop all the way down. Resting your forehead on your hands, maybe on the floor. This is a pose of patience. You're going to be here for a little bit. Instead of letting your head drop off to your to-do list, let's call it, keep working with that idea of mindfulness, right? Let yourself be here. Let yourself feel what you're feeling. Yes, my right hip is screaming. If you're feeling anything in that right knee, guys, we don't want that. If your right knee has a pull, has a tweak, Try flexing your right foot and pressing the outer edge of your right shin down a little bit more. That'll help to take it out of the knee and put it up into the hip. Our knees will compensate for tightness in our hips. Couple more breaths. Just really think of sending that touch of the breath down into what you're feeling in your hip. And you know, I should have mentioned this, guys, but if traditional pigeon pose is not good for you, you can be on your backs. Kind of doing the same thing here. Right? All of us are going to do that after this one. Nice. Okay. Next, hands come under the shoulders. We lift the torso back up. Drop towards your right hip here. Sweep your left foot up and over. You're going to wind up with the sole of your left foot outside your right knee's bent, your right heel's tucked by your left hip. Right arm reaches to the ceiling, and with an exhale, twist to your left. Your elbow can wrap around your left knee. The back of the arm can come to the thigh side of the knee. Snap, crackle, pop. Goes the back quite often here. Beautiful, guys. So inhale, back to center. Another one here. Your left knee drops on top of your right. If this is not doable in your body, your modification is to straighten your right leg. This is Gobukasana legs. If you need a little more intensity, walk your shins more out towards the top of the mat. Flex your feet. Good. I'm going to mix up poses here, guys. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, bend your elbows. Nice. We're going to pass our right arm underneath our left, wrap to eagle arms, forearms around each other. If that does not work in your body, fingertips to your upper back for the hug. Take a breath in, lift. And if you have the room here, you can begin to come forward. Oh my, first edge. In theory, we could drop our elbows on top of our legs. You still have more room. You can drop the elbows down in front of the thighs. There's a lot going on here, guys. Feel it and breathe. Good. If you have come forward, we're going to inhale and come up. Unwind your arms. Kindly, moaning, groaning where necessary. Unwind your legs. Come back through your start spot, whether that's tabletop or down dog. Take a little bit of movement there. Again, get creative. Nobody's watching you, including myself. I can't see that well anymore. Pedal your feet, swing your hips, all of that good stuff. Feel this difference between the two sides of your body, right? Your right and left side should feel significantly different. Nice. And then let's take it to the other side. Our left leg's gonna lift. Releasing the hip to start, bend your knee, heel across the body to the right. Nice. Then inhale, leg long behind you. And with an exhale, start to come forward. Your left knee just outside your left wrist, left shin to the floor. Long walk back with that right leg. Hands underneath your shoulders. As you breathe in, elevate your torso, open your chest, right hip slightly forward. Squares the hips off, at least as best they can be in this asymmetrical position. Where we have the room, we can start to come down. Little bend in the elbows, maybe the forearms, maybe all the way down to your forehead. Again, if you're feeling strain in that left knee, maybe you come all the way out and roll onto your back, crossing your left shin over your right thigh and taking the reclined expression of pigeon. If flexing your left foot and pressing down through the outer edge of that left shin alleviates any tweaks in your knee, take that one. But again, guys, we don't want to feel strain in the knee here. Couple more breaths. Looking for those places where your body lets go, where it softens, where you feel like your edge moves out of it. Not from force, but just from the general idea of the body trusting and allowing a bit more space. Good, guys. We'll come out, hands underneath the shoulders, breath in, lift chest, drop to your left hip. This time your right foot sweeps up and over, winds up outside your left knee, your left heel's in towards your right hip, left arm reaching towards the ceiling, and with an exhale, we spiral to the right. Elbow can wrap that right knee. If you take that one, squeeze in a little bit, or you can take the back of the arm to the thigh side. We'll inhale back to center. Last one in this set. Right knee drops to the left. Your modification again is to straighten your left knee. If you need more, shins can walk out a little bit more towards the top of the mat. And we'll add some arms. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, elbows bend. Left elbow passes under the right. You can wrap forearms to eagle arms or take the fingertips to the upper back for your hug version. This may be plenty. If you need a little bit more, you can start to lean forward. Try not to let your buns come off the floor as you lean forward. Elbows can rest onto the thighs, the knees. If there's still more room, you can drop the elbows down in front of the legs. Beautiful, guys. We'll release. Come on up. Unwind your arms. You're going to stay down. Unwind your legs. Little windshield wiper movement here, often very nice. Your knees are bent. We just let the legs drift left to right. Good. Hold still, guys. And come on down to your backs. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the floor. We're going to cross the right shin over the left thigh. Your right foot's a bit flexed. Right arm is going to reach through the triangle that your legs make. Left arm reaches around the outside of your left thigh. Left foot comes off the floor and draw your left knee into your chest. You can rock a little bit here. Experiment with lifting, lowering the tailbone. Again, just look for that place or those few places in your body, where everything's positioned just so that you really get some good opening, some benefit, some sensation, right? If we're feeling, we're in the practice. All right, guys, legs stay more or less as they are. Right arm comes out from between the legs, right? Grab hold of your right foot, outside of your right foot. Drop your left foot to the floor. This is a half happy baby. Reposition your right leg so that your right knee is in towards your armpit, the sole of the right foot, flexed up towards the ceiling. Your thigh is kind of set to the outside of the rib cage, right? So it's not knee into the center of the chest. It's the legs offset a little bit. You can straighten your left leg. That'll switch things up a bit here. Good. And we'll switch sides. Easy transition. Bend your left knee back to your chest. Let your right foot go. Both knees squeeze to chest. Sole of the right foot drops to the floor. Your knee is bent. Your left shin crosses over the right thigh. There's a flex in that left foot. Your left arm reaches through the triangle of the legs. Right arm around the outside of the right thigh. Fingers interlace, whether that's under the knee or behind the thigh. It's all good. Your right knee draws into your chest. And again, little movement here, little circles, rock left and right, maybe lift and lower the tailbone, just looking for the sweet spot. Maybe there's one, maybe there's 5 of them. Where you're feeling some good stuff going on in your bodies. And then same finish on this side. Your left arm comes out from the triangle of the legs, grabs your left foot, the outside of the foot. Right foot drops to the floor, and we reposition that left leg into half happy baby. The knee is in towards the left armpit, thigh outside of the rib cage, maybe. Sole of the foot to the floor. Deep bend in your knee. This left leg, it's a 90-degree angle, right? And straighten your right leg. That's going to change things up a little bit. Good. And release, guys. Bend left knee. Bring right knee in with it. Give yourself a squeeze. We're going to reach left arm out to the left side with an exhale. Knees drop across the body to the right. You're in a reclined twist here. You can stay in a traditional twist. Of course, if you've got some creative twists in your practice that you would like to add in here, do your thing. And we'll inhale. Knees back to center. Left arm reaches, right arm reaches, and the knees drop to the left. Good, guys. On your inhale, knees back to center. Give yourself a squeeze. Take a minute and check in. If there's another pose, another series of poses, some sort of movement that you would like to do that would make you feel complete in your practice, of course, feel free to do whatever that is. Full happy baby, a headstand. Do your thing. And when you feel satisfied, Come to your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Traditionally, our legs are long on the floor. If you're more comfortable on your side or on your belly, go there. Basic idea is to just find that place that allows you to still your body, that allows you to take a minute or two here as you end your practice to stay in that place of mindfulness that, hopefully you fostered a little bit, created. And to just give your bodies a chance to assimilate the work that has been done. And feel free, guys, to remain as long as you like in your final resting pose. And when you're ready to come up, perhaps maintain this sense of mindfulness, or at least periodically check in and try to come back to it as you move through the other places in your day. Thank you all for joining me here this morning. And again, thank you to the town of Parker for providing a platform where we can still foster this sense of community, this sense of union and connection that is really one of the things that is at the heart of this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.